I tell them all the time, I still ain't figured this out. I tell them all the time, I still ain't figured this out. I'm in it for the long run, I still ain't figured this out, man. She say she got the answers, I still ain't figured this out. He say he got the cues, I still ain't figured this out, man.
I'm in it for the long haul. I ain't worried about your time limits. Divine spirit, park benches, watch the world move. Accurately paint pieces out of my life teachings. You reaching for stars, you ain't gotta reach too far. I ain't got all the answers, young homie,
We're
but
here.
I'll figure
This
it
is
out.
hard, man.
Dark clouds never slow me down. They listen to me, cause when I speak,
That's
I
that
make
new
my
music,
words
man.
count.
Yeah, man. That's dope.
Don't flush the toilet.
Okay.
Are we even gonna say that anymore?
I think we should.
I feel like we shouldn't.
Why?
I feel like it's a new beginning. We have video now. If this video records, guys, it's the first time we've ever done this. So
Do you think there should be a new slogan?
I don't know. I feel like we're in a time of change,
Yeah.
right? We're in a time of new beginnings. Maybe we just need to do things different. Look, we've been podcasting for a long time.
We have, yes.
So
It is a new look right now for sure.
yeah, I
that
mean,
we got here.
the fact that we're even doing a video component is something new to us. So you'll be able to catch these episodes on IGTV or YouTube.
Yeah.
And like that, we're back, man. We're recording from home because of
Why
a
not?
pandemic, a worldwide
yes.
pandemic.
It is.
Because why not? Eddie didn't even notice. I just broke.
Was there a pandemic going on?
I just broke to Eddie right now that there was a pandemic,
Yeah.
and it's worldwide.
I was confused about those freeway signs. They were like, stay home.
Yeah, but my name is KILLcRey. If this is your first time tuning in, check us out. We have tons of episodes on Spotify, but truth be told, we've been on hiatus for almost 2 years.
Yes, it has been 2 years.
Has it been 2 years almost?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would, yes.
And that was for a lot of different reasons. We were growing a company. We were growing Platform Collection. We had partnered with ThoughtFest, who we are still partners with. The Happiness of Pursuit Festival. Check them out, thoughtfest.net. And I can tell you, for me, the festival stuff definitely took a lot of my creative energy.
Right, yes.
And just gearing up for that, making sure our side was taken care of. And we decided to go, in that process, we decided to go 2 times a year instead of just once. So us wanting to relaunch Platform, because we had always wanted to relaunch Platform Collection, and just with a new feel, just something to I don't know, refresh everything.
Yeah.
Because we've gone through changes. And we've also expanded what we're doing creatively. Eddie and I are producing a TV show that we're going to be pitching. Like I said, we're in the festival business all of a sudden. We're doing touring and promoting. I'm pursuing art stuff. I'm making music. But we thought with this time, when we're at home, and this stall in life kind of gave us just enough time to catch up on a lot of stuff and get things in line, right?
Right, definitely, yeah. Definitely, during the 2 years, I don't want to call it a break or anything. There still was work being done. There's still, it's like operations. The operation is the backside of a system, has to be, refurbished, cleaned up,
cultivated,
all of that kind of stuff. And then you re-roll it right back out, and that's what's happening right now. And definitely, with different staff involved, amazing artists, that are working with us. So everybody will see it as that'll evolve on platformcollection.com.
Yeah, man. I think that it's I definitely like that we're back. I don't know. I definitely want to keep bringing in a lot of the names you guys knew with us. A lot of names grew with us. You know what I mean? Like, or grew at the same time as we were growing as a company. We always reference, like, you know, the first, like, I think it was Reverie's first podcast, Gavilin's first podcast, Noah James, like a bunch of people who now have all just pursued their career to the tip top and like are killing it individually. Well, we've all stayed in contact. Yeah. Right? We've all kind of still been doing our things collectively, but sometimes like together and sometimes apart.
Yeah, and those type of relationships, you know, after the years, you know, we definitely, you know, there's the business side, but there also is like the friendship side, you know. So we definitely have that connection that is just links a different way than other business deals that go on. That it's just business and then okay, bye.
Right. Would you say at this point we're probably only working with people that are like personal friends?
Yes, definitely.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they always say never work with friends. I have found the opposite. I have found only working with friends has been way better for me. And yeah, all the things that you would expect that might come with that, right? Like all the things.
Yes.
They do come with that.
Right.
But I think like Eddie and I, as like business people, have kind of learned to just accept that as part of what we do. Right? Like not everything's going to be perfect. Not everything's going to be exactly how we want it. But we just have to keep pushing forward because at the end of the day, in the entertainment business anyways, this is a game of longevity. And Eddie and I have both marveled and watched this and hopefully grown into like people like this. But for us, the people we always looked up to were the people that were consistent and putting out high quality stuff, because being consistent and just doing stuff, that's not what we're trying to do.
Right.
We're trying to do high quality art, or at the least we're trying to push culture forward, inspire ideas, do things and make people rethink the way they're doing things and maybe add to it. And, you know, just that exchange of energy where we're trying to add to the pot. We're trying to do our part. And that's the way we've always wanted to go about doing our business as well. So for us now, it's in a place where it's kind of manifested into like so much more than what it once was. Before it was just a love of hip hop.
Right.
That's how it started. Right. And then what we found, I think, is that we could play roles in this thing that we loved and make things better in certain places.
Right.
Right? Like we saw holes like, oh man, why don't people treat artists better, and why aren't these conversations happening more? And those are all things that we were concerned with as we were pursuing this as a business.
Right.
And that gets tricky because I definitely can say I speak for myself and my partner Eddie that we've turned down lots of money because of just not feeling the right vibe with whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely the vibe is very important if you are able to feel it, because that is one of the biggest, you know, keys or gifts that you can have when doing business deals. You know, unfortunately there has been times, you know, in the beginning years of us that we had situations that, you know, the whole knowing now and knowing then kind of thing or whatever, it's like that gut feeling. Even we had it then, it just didn't. We're telling you to just go for it because we had that gut feeling and we still didn't go for it. And unfortunately, there's situations that didn't go through as planned. But, you know, those are just part of like life, you know, things. But you got to just.
I think part of like our journey has always been trying to share all the information that we come up on.
Right. Yes.
Right. That has been kind of like one of the themes at Platform Collection. I think what you're going to be seeing in the coming months, because Crappy Awesome coming back isn't like the pinnacle of the things that we're doing. It's just one of the many things that we're doing. Crappy Awesome is back, but we've also brought like 4 or 5 new shows onto Instagram Live with a lot of our new staff members. Shout out to Yazzie, shout out to Mike Mackey, Gene Flo, Parker Edison out there killing it, and he has his own artistic career that Platform Collection plays a role in as well, as do most of the artists and staff that we work with. Gabby, 7 Octobers, Melly. It's in a place right now. The company is in a place right now where I have a team that I definitely believe in.
Yes.
Right? Like I really believe in them. But more so than that, like I trust them all. Right? And that's rare. If you're in this business long enough, you will find out that just having 5 people that you can count on,
right,
is a huge that's
and
a lot.
it's difficult. Yeah, it is difficult.
Right, because there's always levels to things, right? Like I trust this person, but not with X, Y, and Z, or I'll work with this person, but not for this thing. It's very rare that you'll just go like, "Yo, I'll let this person like hold my wallet,"
right,
and I'm good with it. You know what I mean? And that's what we have right now. So what you're going to be seeing coming with Platform Collection is a lot of new stuff. The website is back up. It's running. There's new updates all weekly. So go there, check out that. And most of all, we're just going to be trying to support our community, especially during a really hard time. As you guys know from the countless stories that have been told on Crappy Awesome, a lot of the artists that we deal with make a living on the road.
right, yes,
And those artists have obviously been hit hard. So we're going to be trying to do whatever we can to help those artists, support those artists. Because like I said at the beginning of this, a lot of us kind of have grown together, or at least in some similar trajectories where we started out knowing each other and we still know each other. So those are some of the people we want to help. And we think right now is a great time to bring this platform back, and have discussions and have ideas spark out of these things,
right, yeah,
and hopefully, pay back what we feel like we got out of all of this.
yeah, definitely. And, just to kind of, what you were saying is, the independent artists that out there that you have seen out there, they, like he had mentioned, Chris mentioned, as far as the touring, they have merch. Purchase their merch. They got stickers. They got socks. They got shirts. They got pants or whatever they got. It's just any kind of item does help them out during these times as far as moving forward. And getting through it. But
Yo, I got an idea. This just came to me right now. Why don't we do this? Crappy Awesome just came back, so we don't even have sponsors right now.
Right.
So the sponsor space that we would normally have, that would pay our bills, let's use that sponsor space, and every episode we'll pick a brand, or we'll consistently pick the same brand, or maybe we'll mix it up here and there.
Right.
But we'll pick a brand and we'll say that episode is sponsored by that brand, and try to send them some business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dope, yeah.
Like sponsored by Nervous Apparel, or sponsored by Locale 760. Go there, check them out.
Right.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. I'm with it, man.
Yeah, I'm with that. I think that would be a good. I think it'd be a good idea.
And if there's anybody out there that is interested, definitely send some submissions over.
Yeah, because we're not talking just people we know. You might just have a business. And look, here's the reality: is this is long form audio,
right?
We got we'll fit you in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's one of the things that I think you're gonna notice is gonna be different this year on Crappy Awesome. I feel like even though we have 300 some episodes, I feel like this is barely season 2.
Well, it is season 2. I definitely
right? Like
did,
that whole first one was our first story.
Yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, even as you mentioned in the beginning, where like, should we say, now you may flush the toilet or don't flush the toilet. I mean, either one. You're right, man. We are in a new season. This, pandemic has switched us over to shift the energy to just about everything. So let's, shift
Start
in
fresh, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of new things here on Crappy Awesome. Look, we started this entire show with the idea to hopefully build something where we won't have to follow any rules.
Right.
Right? So, and it's why we're on YouTube and we're on Instagram, because we know how YouTube is. We're not trying to build a huge following at YouTube. I frankly just don't have the money for that.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to invest all the money into building this thing up at YouTube. There's been followers through the audio forever. If people like it at YouTube and they want to start listening to it or watch it, I know how I am with my podcast. I'm probably 60-40. Like 60% I'll listen to audio 100%. 40% of that I'll probably split. I'll watch a little bit of the podcast, but it's rare that I'll watch the entire 2 hours of somebody's podcast on YouTube.
Right.
It's longer than a movie.
And I think, from what you're saying is, yeah, that's, this is that new start, because in the previous, season, we were just doing the audio. Now, the audience does have that choice to go onto YouTube and view it and listen to it. And I recall there was a couple emails here and there that said, oh, we'd love to see you guys, talk and more visual. We're like, coming soon, boom.
So now they basically have the
it has arrived.
They have the chance to do whatever they want to do.
We can just give more choices, and that's the beauty of this.
And it's going to be on Instagram TV.
Yeah.
So if you don't go to YouTube, maybe you don't fuck with YouTube, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Because I seriously doubt that these videos here. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't think these are going to get monetized.
Right.
There's almost no chance of that. The stuff we talk about, the stuff we're going to talk about, the guests we're going to have on. I'm not going to not have a guest on so that I can make money.
Right.
I'd rather have that guest on and give the insight to the audience than try to make money on that. So,
and that has been, our motto. That's how we have been writing.
And I think now there's stuff like Patreon where you can put it on, and if people want to donate or whatever, they can do that. I think we'll look into something like that if you guys want to support. But we got merch coming. Fuck. I know me and Ed, dude, Eddie's as guilty as I am on this. Man. We've been telling you guys this for years. The T-shirts are coming. They look fucking dope. Just we're gonna put them out there for pre-order right away, because why not?
So we're not gonna tell them the dog ate them.
The dog ate the first 10. The first 10 batches. The dog ate.
Oh man. Okay.
But yeah, man, we are just getting used to this whole streaming thing. Like I said, we're recording it at YouTube right now. I'm not even, for you tech people, I'm not even recording the hard line or like a hard version onto the computer. I'm recording it straight to YouTube. So it might drop and the video might be sketchy or whatever, but the audio is being recorded as it always has been. That's frankly, that is the part that we're the most concerned with. And as we start to build the video part, we'll be more sticklers on that. But obviously there's not 300 videos of the past episodes. We didn't do any video for those. This is the first time we're doing video. And I honestly don't even know what number this is. I didn't even bother to check. So, you do though, because you're listening to it, and it's on the title. But yeah, it's 300 some episodes, and we're barely getting into video, and video wasn't even something that we were totally sold on.
No.
It took a while, and honestly, it just took. This is what it took. It took us getting some money to upgrade a bunch of stuff, and have some freedom to start playing with some more things. And now that we've done that, if we feel like we can give you a better product, a better way of adding some joy to your day or breaking up your day, and maybe you, like Eddie said, maybe you're one of those people who does want to see us look into our eyes when we're talking.
Yeah.
Maybe you really want to see this. I don't know why, but
I mean, I believe, to be honest, inside that this is a very exciting moment for our audience that has been waiting that has been patiently waiting to listen to
Right.
a new episode.
The audience that we owe everything.
Yeah,
to.
and now the bonus of seeing, you know, us here like live, not live, but I mean, you know,
Yeah.
on the thing, on
So
the screen. So
Yeah. So that being said, right?
yeah,
What we're trying to say is we're going to do the most with this.
yes,
Whatever we can do with this, what we still don't even know how this is going to work out. Like I said, we're still figuring out the recording side.
Mhm.
I basically just taught myself how to do all this shit off of YouTube. So we're figuring it out, and we're going to take you with us like we always have.
yeah. Thank you.
And yeah, man, mostly what I want to say to you guys is thank you for riding with us for as long as you have. We are back, and we're not planning on going anywhere. And we never were, by the way. We
No.
were never leaving. We just, like we said, the flags kept getting moved farther and farther
Right,
back.
yeah,
So we had to make up some yards.
yeah.
We're finally ready to go. And we got a team. I can't wait for you guys to meet them over these next few months. Just follow IG TV for at Platform Collection. Follow their IGTV, IG Live. They're doing shows right now. It's almost like
Yeah.
artist boot camp.
Mhm.
They're there literally developing their own shows on IGTV and IG Live right in front of your eyes. It's amazing. So go take that out. Cheer them on. Shout out
Please.
to all of them.
Yes.
Man,
What's up, my man?
I felt like we had to get that off our
You gotta
chest.
just get it out, shake it off.
Because we haven't
and just-
seen these. We haven't. I feel like I know we're not seeing them, but I feel like we haven't talked to our people in
Right.
a long time. And I almost got some tears in my eyes when I put that Crappy Awesome was coming back, and all these people were like, oh, finally, what
These-
happened? Blah,
and,
blah, blah, all this stuff. So I think that's dope.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost kind of like, you know, I haven't seen this friend in a long time, and I saw them, and
Yeah.
then you just start talking like when you left. That's what's happening right now, man.
Right.
That conversation is just like we never left.
Yeah, yeah. We haven't seen you guys in a
Yeah.
while. Oh, man, so much has changed.
I mean, I do look a little bit more handsome. I think that's what happened from the last time, but because
Right.
they didn't see me that
Yeah.
much, so just believe that I look
Yeah.
more handsome.
Yeah, because when you
Yeah.
when you put on like 50 pounds, it stretches you out and your
Right.
skin looks really tight.
Yeah.
That's where you're at. So
No, man. I've been using that right lotion.
I'm right there with you, bro. I mean, this Corona weight
I thought you
is a real thing.
I thought you were talking the donut.
The
I thought you
cor-
said donut,
It-
but
it
it
should be
is the
called
same.
the
yeah.
donut-
I was trying
the
to think.
donut virus,
I was like, I
because
haven't had that many donuts in a while.
it's a real thing.
It is.
It's people are putting on the weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Are you finding time to? So your situation is weird though, right? Because you were working almost full time,
Almost full time.
and then it just got boom stopped, and now you're at home
I'm at home
100%,
100% of the time
with
uh,
the 2 kids and a wife.
and the wife. Yes.
Right. How is that?
It has its moments. Definitely, you know, with the 2-year-old running around, kind of wants to get into everything, and you know there has to be some cooking being done. There has, you know, we got to cook, we got to clean. Then we got the other 5-year-old that he's doing online courses and homework, and it just gets a little chaotic sometimes. But other than that, I mean, it's.
Are you mad?
Not at all. Not mad at all. I feel very blessed at this time because it's almost like it gives the opportunity for me to get to know my wife, for example, and my kids.
Yeah,
and,
no, I feel you.
And just
Yeah.
like really get to know them, you know, and it has, you know, it's the blessing that occurs. It has been a good time for us, you know. We have been able to do a lot of things around the house that we were never going to do. And if we were gonna do them, it would be individually, and now we do them kind of together, you know. So
Yeah.
that's
dope.
That's good. But how
That's
about you, man?
That's a win.
Yeah, it is a one. Thank you. But
I don't. I've said this from the beginning. I think because of everything that I've dealt with over the last couple years, right? And
Right.
like most of the audience knows, I've talked about depression. I've talked about anxiety, going through that. I had severe anxiety I feel like I'm on the other side of it now for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I still struggle with it a little bit, but I'm kicking its ass, like for sure. I'm kicking the shit out of it.
I agree with you 100%.
But for the last 2 years, I wasn't always winning, and so dealing with that was a lot. But in that time, part of that was really getting to know myself, and so spending a lot of time alone was not something that was like foreign to me when this shit started happening. So it wasn't much. But I will say this, like, because of what we do and working in this, in the entertainment business, and being lucky enough to have at least some other outlets that we can keep working, being home. I'm at my mom's. In fact, we're at my mom's house right now. And being able to be there for her during this thing.
Right.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out. Something that I thought would have been horrible any other time. No offense, but you know what I mean? Come on. I don't want to live with my mom. But living with my mom during this time has been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've gotten to be there for her, and like, I couldn't imagine having been in. We spent so much time in LA,
Right.
and having had been in LA during this stuff and being stuck there and not being able to. Oh, it would have been horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been cool. Yeah, I'm not complaining. What's happening right now with all of it, I guess that's a different story, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't know if I can say that I am completely confident in how our country is dealing with this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, of course. Of course, I'm not.
Right.
I mean, you're not. Are you? You're not.
No, not at all, man. I mean, yeah, definitely when I even come over here and I see more depth news with you is when I'm like, oh man, the shit is, there's some shit going on really heavy out here, man. And I'm at home, I watch local news the times I get to see early in the morning or maybe late at night, but it's just very small glimpse of what's happening. But when I'm here, it's just like, whoa. So yeah, definitely kind of makes me think, man, they
So
are
you're saying
very
I'm like your downer.
No, man, you're the info person. No, I think this
what
is
it is you usually come over and I'm super high and I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, dude, I've been watching 2 hours
no.
of how the coronavirus.
No, I definitely think it's just it's almost like I get my fix or my info
Right,
here, man.
right.
I definitely take it as a good thing,
Because
not-
you're
not
at
all.
home with the kids.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
what you have time to do when you're at home with the
yeah.
kids.
So it's almost like, oh, cool. It almost I catch up to like if I need to warn my family of anything. So
I get you.
It's a good thing, man. Yeah.
That makes sense, man.
Yeah.
I think that it's I think people, this is what I was telling my homie Parker Edison. Shout out to Parker Edison, Fresh State.
Yeah.
I was telling him I think nature works.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, nature works. It doesn't seem as if nature doesn't work. It seems like it always works. So if people are naturally being drawn to going out into public and then they get sick
Right.
and then they die, I don't know. I'm saying I don't know if we can stop people from being or doing what they would naturally want to do.
Right.
Right?
I think it's
and I don't know if it's our place.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think definitely as human, we have some type of feeling of like we're invincible
Right.
as something. So I think, in situations like this where they're like, well, I can just go down to the park or to the beach or to the mountains or wherever, and I'm not going to get it because I am super careful of whatever, it doesn't even have to be that you're so clean. I mean, you could be walking by and if
Right.
it could just go in you. And even if you have
You for sure are playing with
yes, you're
fire
playing with it. Yes,
every
for
time.
sure, yeah.
Every time you go
Mhm.
out, for sure.
Right, yeah.
That is just that's just the facts. That's how you get it,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I was mentioning to you earlier, my wife's uncle in Chicago got it. And he wasn't in like, go hang out. He just, there was a couple of people that doctors are saying in the hospital that it's just airborne where he was. And that's where they're assuming that's how he got it. And he said it just, the breathing was so difficult that it almost like it wants to choke you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
so-
Yeah. The respiratory thing is supposedly
Mhm.
the hardest. I'm just saying, as Americans, if we're trying to think straight about this, right? Let's be honest about this. We don't take things that well, right? Especially when our freedoms get tightened up a little
Right.
bit, right? So we all know this, or hopefully there's a good amount of us who know this. Thus, we get locked down. It's been like 2 months, 3 months,
Almost 3 months.
almost
yeah,
3
man.
months, right?
Mhm.
That's nothing
Yeah.
compared to the rest of
the.
the world and the things that the rest of the world goes through. It is very hard to believe that the rest of the world does not now know for sure. They might have thought this before, but now they know for sure that America is weak as fuck when it comes to like buckling down.
We crumbled, man.
Yeah, like as soon as they lifted, which is I think it's right now, it's all 50 states are now partially opened. Which was the day before yesterday. The very next day, half those states were reclosed again because people went nuts.
Yeah, they just it's kind of like at one time I was a Uber driver, and I would tell everybody like, okay, it's kind of like that 9 to 5 person that doesn't go out, and then the holiday comes in, and by noon they're like drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's a kid in a candy store, unfortunately. I mean, if you look at it even like in a life, span, like even if you're like, okay, well, we're going to shut down for at least a year and try to make it for 1 year in your over lifetime. I mean, those are years, it's almost like it's comparing $1.
Yeah.
$100 and a penny.
I feel like we're just not like Americans are not naturally like marathon runners.
Man.
We like to sprint. We like the quick stuff. We like to not be pushed. But if they're like, you got to go that way, which way? That way. For how long? For a long time. We don't like that shit because we're going like, well, what if I want to go that way for a little bit and then do that? So you're taking my freedoms away? Oh my God. What? Which again, I get it. But I think that there is a time. Look, if we're all on a boat, and then there's a hole, boom, in the boat. If we don't all come together and go like, hey, let's all kind of figure out how to, hey, we should worry about this.
Yeah.
Because this is what could happen if we don't all do that. Then some of us will go, hey, we should worry about this. And then some of us will be like, man, that's not my problem. And then if the two people who are worrying about it can't figure it out, the people who didn't want to worry about it will now die from the situation as well.
Right.
There's no way that I just don't buy it when people are. It's hard for me to believe. Actually, I don't know. I wrestle with it, dude. Sometimes I'm like, it's hard for me to believe then, and sometimes I'm like, of course, but I don't want to say of course. I want to say it's hard for me to believe that people would think like that, but I know that they do. And I know that some people don't care at all whether or not, like they affect other people.
I think it's definitely, I mean, I think it's just in the human nature. It's almost like a type of an animal instinct that the body has or something, where it wants to go against whatever it is, even though it's a good thing for them.
Right.
So it's
right.
is.
There's definitely
I mean,
a part of our psyche that doesn't like itself.
Right.
Right. There's definitely I think if anybody's done any time kind of digging into like their own mental health and stuff, eventually you find out that there is this part. You don't have to listen to it. In fact, that's the key. You're not supposed to listen to that part. That part
key.
Fucking hates you, but it lives there because everything has a yin and yang. You're not going to be the nicest person ever because there is no such thing. You're not going to be the meanest person ever because there is no such thing.
Right.
It's at a certain point, it's all just a circle, and you just lie somewhere around that circle. And the farther you go to one side, the meaner people get. The farther you go to the other side, the nicer people get. But it's like that with everything,
Right.
right? Like I think that there's a, oh, man, I lost my thought right now. I just had a high moment.
And I think those are great moments sometimes.
Those
man.
are great moments.
Yeah.
I no longer care if I have a high moment.
Yeah, and
That is something that has changed.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm definitely more comfortable with myself now than I ever have been. And I credit that to the just really like not giving up.
right.
Because there's definitely something to be learned about almost giving up. There's a lesson. If you can make it through that, oh man, let me tell you. If you're one of those people right now that you're in a situation where you're like, I might want to give up, let me tell you, oh man, right on the other side of it, right on the other side of that is the dopest shit you'll ever experience. So if this is all a game and none of it matters to you, then at least look at it like this. If you're playing the game, you know that this part, right, that part that's telling you, fuck you, you're horrible, or things suck, or things are never going to get better. That part right there, it's a mirage. It's not even real. That's its job. It's just programmed to do that.
Yeah.
Like it's programmed to tell you that. So treat it like that. When you hear that voice, understand that that's not you. Separate it from yourself. That's not you. You can talk to that voice and be like, shut the fuck up, man.
Yes.
Like, or this is what I like to do. When I hear that voice, this is what I do now. Aw, what's wrong? What's wrong? Are you mad?
Right.
Are you mad, voice? What's going on? Are you worried that so-and-so thinks this about you and this person thinks, what are you worried about? And I found that doing that voice has gotten lower and lower and lower. And before it used to be like very dominant. And now it's just soft. It is like a little kid now. It's like, oh, my bad. Like, I was thinking this thought, but I know it's silly. You know?
Yeah.
It's weird, but I know you know what I'm talking about. Right? I know you know what I'm talking about.
Right, definitely, man.
I'm saying if there's people out there that can feel any of that and they're at the point where they're like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I'm just telling you that part right there, that's fake.
Right, yeah.
It's part of the game. Just get past it, and then right on the other side, bam, it's the lotto.
It's definitely, when you mention as far as lotto, it's that mountain that all artists are climbing, or everybody climbs. In life you're climbing this mountain, and you definitely, right as soon as you're just feeling that I'm gonna give up moment, is because you're right at that tip to, like Siri was saying, where you just go over. But once you go over, you gotta remember to turn around and look back and see what you have accomplished. Thank yourself for everything you have accomplished, because the reality is, if you don't put the time and effort, it wouldn't have got done. So you have to give yourself that credit, and pat yourself on the back and all that stuff. Enjoy that view. Okay, and then turn around and get back to work, But
right.
But you have to give yourself that love and credit, because that's part of like loving yourself, and it'll just inspire you to keep going. And you know.
And you and I talked about this one time. You and I said, we were talking about how, like, in some cultures, and I can say, like, for me, I'm Mexican American, dominant Mexican culture in my upbringing. Same with you.
Yeah.
There's a thing. Hold on. You can hear Eddie's son in the background. Hold on. Shh.
Oh no, he went
He
quiet.
was singing. This is the stuff you get. This is the stuff you do, man. We're at home.
Yeah.
This is real life.
It happens.
There's a kid turned up right now. He's turned up.
Yeah. We
Just looking for sugar.
Like, we got to step out of the room, because you're gonna just turn up too much.
Yeah. So what was I saying?
Shit, man. Goddamn. I get distracted when.
I know. That's what happens.
You know what happens when that happens.
That's what happens.
And this is why the audience loves it, man, because it's so open and free. We're just like.
And I'm so tempted. Like right now, I know, like, we're streaming, right? We're
Yes.
streaming, and but I'm also recording in audio. I know I can go back and listen, but I feel like it's cheating.
Nah, man, you don't need to cheat.
You're riding the wave with us right now.
Yeah, everybody's riding the wave. I mean, trust me, we're not the only ones that have been smoking. So,
Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome, man.
See,
Yeah,
that's some words of wisdom right there. Trust me, we are not the
no,
only
you're talking about
recipients.
my little boy singing and it just kind of being, like
Oh, here he is right here.
there he is right there somewhere.
Tell him to get on camera with you.
Come over here and sit over here. Francisco, sit right here.
Just sit right there, Francisco.
Come up here. Here, scoot over here.
They might as well get used to it.
Yeah. There we go.
There he is. All of a sudden,
put
he's shy.
Here, put that down
All
right
of
there.
a sudden.
You want to just say hi, okay?
Just say hi real quick.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, everybody say hello to you.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right, man. You can go back and watch TV if you want to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, thank you.
So-
Thank you for your participation.
Sorry for messing up your vibes.
He's like, what?
He's just like, man, I ain't trying to do that whack shit.
Yeah.
He's like, I listen to pop music.
And
He's like, I'm out of here.
yeah, there's no high voices.
There's no video games in that.
Yeah, he is into these video games, man, and it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah?
He watches the YouTubes, learns the game, and then he plays it.
Oh, man, you're dating yourself like
What?
crazy. Yeah, 'cause
Really?
I feel like that's just like, that's the basics at this point.
Oh,
Now they're like, I don't know. I mean, they're all on Twitch and like, they're like, dude, like, so I could be wrong. And I haven't said this in so long. If I'm wrong, you guys can always send us messages
yeah.
or send it at Crappy Awesome. At Crappy Awesome, right? Is it at Crappy Awesome or at
Yeah.
Crappy Awesome one on Twitter?
I think Crappy House. Shit,
I don't know,
and I
man.
can't even check it, man.
You'll see it on the links in this
Yeah,
video.
you're gonna find it.
or whatever. But anyways, if my stats are wrong, we love to be corrected. We'll shout you out.
Yes.
Send in the stat, and we got you. We'll make you a star. You'll be our stat star. But if I'm correct, the video game market, like their Super Bowl type stuff or like their championships,
Right.
those are like the most watched events now in the world. So
Super
they're
Bowl?
already making more than like the Super Bowl, more than UFC, more than all that. So
Oh wow, man.
I don't even know if it's like like if your kid is into that now.
Should I just take him out of school?
Here's the thing. I've definitely seen some information and like shows where parents are doing that, and
Yeah.
I think you can justify it nowadays. Look, if your kid is gonna make millions of dollars playing video games, and you can look at your own, you can look back on your own family and go like, all right, I had nobody who could dunk,
Yeah.
right? Nobody was running, the 40 in any impressive manner at all, right?
Yeah.
They were barely doing it. Nobody was like a high performance athlete. I have a cousin who like later, like maybe in his 30s, he got into like performance athlete stuff, but it's mostly to stay in shape and like, compete with himself. But it took his whole life.
Yeah.
And he's like, we celebrate him. He's like, wow, we saw somebody do something crazy.
Yeah.
Like he got in shape. So that's not in my family. You know what I mean? Like at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is it the same with you?
Yeah.
Like you guys, is there any athletes?
No. Not even.
Soccer?
No. Not even one. I mean, not even a little bit.
What was the highest level of athletic expertise you reached? Like, was it karate? Like, what was the highest level of? Like, if you were a white belt, did you get a brown belt? Did you
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, as far as sports, if you want to do sports, I did the
Uh-huh.
baseball for whatever that season is,
Uh-huh.
and I was pretty much in the bench most of the time, and we got first place. And then,
Okay.
but okay, and
so
then
you
the other,
sacrificed for the team.
yeah, I did a lot of sacrificing, man.
Yeah.
And then the second one would be then the karate.
Okay.
I did the white. I think maybe like number 4 or whatever the color. I remember like what was the yellow? I might be the purple. I got
So
purple.
you got extra colors.
Yeah, I got.
For sure you got extra colors.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, you're in the game.
Yeah, I was in there, and then.
But not like a brown or a black.
No.
No.
I think it was right before the brown. I was right before that brown, whatever that color is.
That
Orange, maybe.
That what?
It was orange.
That you quit?
No, I'm assuming that it was probably due to funds that were. There was no more funds to be dispersed.
Are you trying to get some sympathy?
No, not at all, man.
I feel like you are, man.
Oh no,
you're trying to make me feel bad.
No, no. It was probably.
Why did you stop, Eddie? Because I was poor, man.
No, and I think it was just. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a good thing because I didn't go and be like, Mom, you gotta get me back.
Oh yeah.
Or Dad, you gotta get me back.
No. I was the same way. Like if I was always hoping something would happen at the baseball field so that I wouldn't have to go back. Like if they were like, somebody stole all the bases.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh man,
dude.
Oh well.
I do remember the baseball coach used to encourage silently, I guess, as best as I can say, for the ball to hit you if you were not a good hitter. He was
teaching kids to
like maybe
take the hit.
Yeah, take the hit. Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, I know it was for sure mentioned with me. No, yes, if it was mentioned.
They told you to like lean into it.
Yeah, and I was like, oh fuck. Yeah, that I never got hit, but I struck out. I mean, I was gonna strike out. They wanted me at least to first base, but I mean,
dude, I wasn't even looking at the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me to hit it, it was 100%.
It was too fast.
It was 100% chance if I hit the ball. Like it was, I would see him and he would get up. Like I think maybe as soon as he got the ball over his head to throw it, the pitcher to throw it, that's when my eyes would kind of close, and then I would just swing. And sure enough, I mean, I did hit one or two. It wasn't far, and I'm sure I got out right away, but it connected. But I was playing the odds for sure. Yeah. I was not invested in my accolades.
Yeah, I didn't want to go back.
I got a trophy though. Did you get a trophy?
I did.
Yeah. So
I did.
What did that teach you? Right? You just showed up.
If you
just kept showing
show
up
to something.
And that's what Crappy Awesome is all about. Just keep showing up. Yeah. We've been saying all this just to say that.
We got stickers.
we got merch coming. Really, that's all we wanted to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think things are where we're at right now at this very moment. I think things are, at least for me and the people that I work with and a lot of like our friends in the industry, we're still kind of at that waiting period of like, we need to see what's going to happen. I can tell you one of the big questions that hasn't been answered yet is, what are we going to do about live shows? What is that going to look like moving forward? Who's going to figure that out first? You know, people are doing everything from virtual shows to Instagram shows, YouTube shows, parking lot shows, drive-in shows, backyard shows. Like, here's the thing. Whatever comes up needs to be sustainable, right? Over a long period of time. Because we're not talking about the experiments that people are going to do. I'm talking about what's going to catch on as the new long term. Because I think there are people that are still hopeful, like, oh, no, it's going to go back to how it was before. And maybe.
And just sorry.
Yeah.
But on that, I think there's going to be a run of that.
Yeah.
So there will be a window, I believe, you know, that will be like, okay, well, we got a show here at this spot now. And they're going to try to get some shows in.
And then it's going to get closed down.
Yeah, and then it's going to get, shut down. And then there will have to go to what the ideas that you're saying right now as far as trying to
it's all going to, like with everything in the industry, there's like a shotgun effect first. There's all these variations, and then they all get dwindled down to the best one. And the best ones are the ones that are able to be managed and duplicated over and over and over again. Those are the best systems. Now, what they look like and what you do with them, that's your creative energy. But how it gets set up, for instance, are there Are big audiences going to be something of the future or something of the past? Are more intimate shows going to be a thing that is the only thing now? And if that happens, does that mean that there are less places now for people to perform at? Because finding the intimate spot is going to be harder than it was to find the clubs. Because the intimate spots, once that starts to catch on, finding ones like you said that don't get canceled or don't get like raided or whatever, that's going to be hard.
And like you're mentioning, the intimate spots I think they would vary, because if you're at this one spot and the capacity is 100, but then you're at this other spot and the capacity is 1,000.
Yeah.
So like, then how the decision to be like, okay, well, at this 100 spot we could only have 25 people, and then over here 250 people, or like, what do you have in there?
Right.
And I mean, it is, I think intimate, it would be the good choice. It probably will. I think, yeah, I kind of could see that happening.
Me too. If I'm leaning on anything, it is.
I mean,
the
it makes
more
sense. Yeah.
Parker said it really good. He said like speakeasy, like those things coming back. Where remember the days when people would get like you would get like a flyer and you had to call a number and because the venue was something that couldn't be like too packed.
Right.
So it had to be limited to the people who are actually willing to put in the effort to find it. I think that's going to I feel like that's the direction. Again though, I feel stronger about the fact that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
I definitely feel that. I feel like there's a lot of tech stuff getting worked out right now. Like I said, like I think Instagram's working overtime to like update their IG Live and IGTV to give you more to work with and play with. Streaming obviously is this business. Like, think about all the people that are investing in streaming right now. Think about all the money that's being made off of streaming. Think about all the money that the streaming companies are going to have now to spend on marketing, which is going to consist of the stuff that you as a creative make.
Dude, I know
they're going to spend money on a lot of that stuff. So the game is going to change without a doubt. But I would caution on like rushing in one direction too fast at this moment. That might change next week.
Right. Yeah.
But right now, if somebody's like, yo, I got this figured out, I'm like, bullshit. Because the people that I really respect and the people that I look up to, when I ask them, they're like, nah, nobody has this figured out yet. And I agree. From my own research, I agree. Like, nobody's got this figured out yet. We still got to see what this looks like. First of all, half these motherfuckers went out there and said, we're going to stream every day and we're going to do concerts every day. Dude, that shit lasted like a month.
Yeah.
Because it's just too hard to keep. It's not realistic. You said it before. If you weren't doing that before, how are you going to do it now?
Right, yeah.
When everyone's watching.
You know what I think was going to happen for these concerts is there's someone's going to create it, and maybe we will. You know how they have the hologram?
Oh, yeah.
Where you can, it's almost like a pay-per-view, so you can you'll buy the TV or the machine or whatever it is. You can pay the pay-per-view, and the hologram of whatever your artist is.
Can appear wherever.
Yeah, and you're having the concert at your pad.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
That can't be that far away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's basically almost like you can order a concert.
Yes. So that's...
And then the 3D is just you. And you can put that anywhere. You could have them perform on top of your sofa.
Yeah.
You can shrink it down if you want. Right? All that technology is there.
That's that quarantine thing, man.
That's that good quarantine.
Where it's like, the artists can have their concert. Maybe they can, I'm not saying, maybe they, like in their garage, but, or whatever they want. Set it up. They're getting filmed, and then it can be transmitted to the hologram in your living room, in your garage, in your car, or wherever. So,
well, invent it, man.
Yeah, man.
Unfortunately, none of us are computer people, so
yeah.
I think if people are trying to invent stuff right now, I think they should be working on. If I had to put my finger on it, I would say, because for sure this is coming back. Right, like the live video audio combination, and then people are going to want to see people do new things with that combination.
Yes.
right? They want to see new ways of doing that.
And that's where we're at for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things about working during this pandemic is that people are getting used to I mean, because even like the Tonight Show is broadcast from like Jimmy Fallon, or what is it? Jimmy Fallon, Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. He does it right from his house. I think all the hosts do it
right
from their house. So people are not tripping on anymore of like the quality or like all that stuff. If it looks good, cool. If it doesn't, dude, I'm watching 2-hour shows that are from people's phones, and I'm just as entertained as I'm watching a movie. So the way people think about that stuff is changing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I could see that. I mean, some of these networks, you know, it's just another. It's almost kind of how like the record business crashed, where there's no more CDs or no more deals or whatever. You know, it's kind of like right now where these, you know, hosts that are doing these night shows or these daily shows, that, you know, they have to now adjust to doing it at home, and some of them might say, you know what, I'll just do it from home, you know.
Yeah, I definitely see some people. Tom Green.
Yeah.
You guys need to check out Tom Green's like he does like a live stream radio show / podcast. I think it's the same thing like we're doing. Like it's on video, you can put it on podcast. It's in everything. But his show is really dope, and it's really like stream of consciousness. It's just whatever he's doing. But he's putting money into it. He's got like 5 cameras and a bunch of equipment, and it's dope. It's like putting all this money into making something look lo-fi. Right. So that's happening too. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows where this is going to go? Like it's very. There's a chance that people are going to get overloaded with the low quality stuff and want high quality things. That's once it swings back, I'd keep an eye on that.
Well, that makes sense.
I definitely see it swinging back, and then people wanting like now we want like super edited videos and super colors, and you know, because people eventually, if it keeps going in this direction, it'll probably hit that. But if not, we're gonna look at people playing with these new mediums and coming up with new ideas, like because for the person who's not into the tech stuff, it's not just like streaming on YouTube.
Right. It's
getting a program that helps you make your stream on YouTube look cooler, and you can play videos and make music and graphics, and those individual technologies are advancing as well. So people are getting the pieces more complete now. So a kid starting out right now can do almost a TV station out of his house if he has a strong enough computer.
Right. That is so true. Man.
And that's never been more real. Like that's for real.
Yeah.
Like that's happening. So we're going to be watching that.
Yeah, we'll definitely be watching. There's so much change. It's kind of like that. Like I said, that hiccup, that shift. You know, it's you know, having people really think out of the box. You know, if you were already a outside thinker, you know, it makes you think even more, because it does challenge you to do that outside thinking. But there's always something in there that will come to you for your plan to be successful in whatever you do. And you know, I can never say enough. There's always plenty for everybody, you know, and you just have to define what's for you and make it happen.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I agree, man. Well, welcome back, bro.
Oh, well, yeah. Welcome both back, yourself, myself. We have the kids and the dogs now, and
yeah, I got a dog on my lap. There's a wild kid running around. Hey, man, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Are you being wild?
Are you tired of watching TV?
Come here real quick. Come over here real quick. Crappy Awesome is back. I just want to explain this to you. Crappy Awesome is back now. And people all around the world are listening to this right now. All around the world. And so what I want you to say is flush the toilet. Say flush the toilet.
Flush the toilet.
We'll see you guys next time.
All right. Yeah, that was good.